Hey guys, I'm Janae and this is Sweet Potato Soul. In this video, we are going to talk about a nutrient that is so undervalued, underrated, especially in the, diet and lifestyle community, and that is fiber. Over the last couple of years, I have done multiple videos showing how easy it is to get plenty of protein eating a vegan diet. But protein is not really the issue. As you can see in those videos, it's easy to get plenty of protein. However, most Americans are deficient in fiber. And fiber, we're just not taking it seriously enough. You can go online, you can look on Instagram and TikTok and see all these advice videos, and even I've made them, about how to increase your intake of protein. But how often do you see videos sharing how to increase your intake of fiber? Now, fiber is absolutely essential to overall health. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why it's so important, how it can improve your health and all the different ways that it can improve your health, and of course, how to eat more. And in the next video, I'm going to show you what I eat in a day to get plenty of fiber and always meet my fiber intake goals. And we'll talk more about what that actually does for me and why it's so important. Oh, you do have my cookbook in stock? Great, thanks, bye. Have you ordered my cookbook, Vegan Vibes, yet? You're gonna love this book. It's got 100 delicious vegan recipes that are inspired by the South, by my travels all around the world, and just like good food. You know what I'm saying? Order today. Fiber is an indigestible carbohydrate. It's only found in plants, not at all in animal foods like meat, eggs, dairy. They don't have fiber. Only plants have fiber. We love plants because they have fiber. And because it's indigestible, you might think, well, why is it so important? I can't even digest it. That's because as it makes its way through your digestive system, it acts as a broom and acts as bulk to clear out your system to get the nutrients and all the food and waste through your body and out the other end. But not only that, fiber also acts as the food for the billions of beneficial microorganisms that live in your gut. Now, the gut microbiome is far more important than we even realize. But what we know right now is that gut bacteria, the beneficial gut bacteria, is responsible for your mental health, for your immune health, and of course, for your digestive health, plus so many other bodily functions as well. We need that good gut bacteria, and it relies on the fiber from our food to stay healthy and thrive and to keep us healthy. In the United States and most of the world, because of the Western diet's proliferation around the globe, fiber deficiency is rampant, and it is responsible, or at least partly responsible, for most of the lifestyle diseases that people have and die from, including heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and obesity. And as Americans move to take more drugs like Ozempic for weight loss and diabetes management, nature has provided a nutrient that comes in the perfect package: fiber. Like I said before, fiber is only found in plants, not animal food, so not in meat, not in eggs, and not in dairy. All right, just to set that straight. However, fiber is abundant in plants. All plants. So like Dr. Greger says in his book, How Not to Die, fiber is the bones for plants. Animals like us, we have bones to hold us up and to provide the structure in our bodies. Plants have fiber. Some of my favorite high fiber foods are basically everything I eat every day, everything I recommend that you guys eat in my recipes, on my channel, on my blog: whole grains, legumes like beans and lentils, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and you get all the fiber you're ever going to need. Did I just name the whole plant kingdom? Basically, so just eat healthy and you'll be getting enough fiber. But here's the thing, when it comes to eating enough fiber, here's the tricky part. You gotta make sure that you're not relying on refined foods, okay? So for example, white rice has less fiber than brown rice. The more refined version of any food is going to have less fiber because in the refining process, they remove the fiber. So usually in a whole grain, that would be the whole, that's like the outer shell of the plant. And when they remove that, they remove the fiber. So if you're serious about eating more fiber, you can do something super simple. You can just eat the more wholesome version of the plants. If you want to read more about this, see my source material, learn just more about fiber, make sure you check out the blog post that I did. I'm going to link that down below. You can check it out, read more. You can ask questions in the comment section below or on the blog post that I'm linking, whatever. I just want to make sure you eat more fiber because fiber is so beneficial in a number of ways. And let's talk about why fiber is important. For one, I know a lot of people are concerned about weight management right now. Fiber is weight management without a pill. Like I said before, this is nature's package for weight management. This is because when you consume fiber-rich foods, they take up a lot of space in your gut, and they also send a signal to your brain that you are finished eating, that you are full, that you cannot eat anymore, you shouldn't eat anymore. If you've ever had an entire head of cauliflower because you roasted it and it's so delicious and you just couldn't stop eating it, you know that feeling I'm talking about. You know it's time to stop eating that because it has so much fiber, but it's so good. Anyways, if you've ever had that feeling, you know fiber will fill you up. You're not going to be able to eat anymore. And even if you force yourself, because it's so delicious to finish that head of cauliflower, it's just cauliflower. So you don't have to worry about like gaining weight anyways. So fiber, I mean, it's got it all. If you want to lose weight, eat more fiber. Again, it bulks you up, it makes you feel full, it makes you feel full for longer, and it sends the signal to your brain, just like weight loss pills, it sends that signal to your brain that you are not hungry. However, unlike the weight loss pills, it does not have consequences. And a great thing about fiber-rich foods is they don't only have fiber, they're also rich in other important nutrients like protein and healthy fats, sometimes omega-3s if you're eating nuts like walnuts. Not only that, they have antioxidants and they're anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is at the root of almost every single disease. Fiber-rich foods have got it all. Fiber also feeds the healthy bacteria in our gut. Now, I already talked about that just a little at the beginning, but I am such a nerd for the gut microbiome. I love learning about it. It's so interesting. So basically, inside of your gut, you have billions and billions and billions of bacteria. That might sound a little gross, but listen, they outnumber your cells. So it's just what it is. But not only do they outnumber you, they also keep you alive. The gut bacteria in your gut needs fiber to survive. The fiber is actually their food. It's indigestible to us as humans, but it's feeding them. You might have heard of prebiotic foods and prebiotic drinks. It's like a prebiotic is basically fiber that feeds your gut microbiome. You don't need any special products. You just need to eat wholesome fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, all that good stuff. And you're getting all the prebiotic and all the fiber that your gut bacteria needs. And the gut bacteria in your gut is responsible for myriad functions, including immune health, your mental health, your digestive health, even helping to control your hormones, even insulin sensitivity. So if you're struggling with diabetes or pre-diabetes, up your fiber. And of course, now this is not meant to be medical advice. I'm sharing all of my research with you, but this is one area that I definitely recommend speaking to your doctor about. And it's one of those areas that your doctor is going to be fully supportive of you. Another benefit of fiber is the improved mental health. Now, we just talked about the healthy gut microbiome, and we talked about how that helps to influence your mental health. But why? It turns out that serotonin is mostly produced in your gut. Serotonin is that happy hormone. Now, if your gut microbiome is totally messed up, you've got a lot of bad bacteria in there and not enough good beneficial bacteria, your body is going to have a harder time producing serotonin. So make sure you eat a lot of fiber to feed that good bacteria. You can take a probiotic if you want, or you can just eat more fiber. Take it seriously. Give yourself a minimum amount of fiber to eat every single day and slowly increase it, because one thing, if you eat a lot of fiber too soon, too quickly, you came from like a no fiber diet, you're going to feel some discomfort. So slowly add more fiber and you will slowly help your body build back the beneficial bacteria that is responsible for your mental health, your immune health, your overall health. Fiber is also the bulk and the broom. Now, there are two different types of fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber, I like to think of as the bulk in your intestines. Mushy foods tend to be the soluble fiber. So you can imagine fruit, for example, like a banana. And when you eat it, it like expands, it takes up room in your intestines, helping to move stuff out. But you also have insoluble fiber, which I think of as the broom. So the soluble fiber provides the bulk, and that insoluble fiber sweeps it all out and gets it through your intestines. Your body is able to absorb the nutrients from those high fiber foods, and then the gut bacteria is able to break down some of the fiber as its food, and the combination of both types of fiber help to keep your intestines clean, help to keep you regular, and even help to reduce your risk of colon cancer. Colon cancer is widely connected to low fiber, meat heavy, animal product heavy diets. So if you start to add more fiber, fewer animal products, because they don't have any fiber anyway, you will reduce your risk of colon cancer. Another thing that fiber does, it allows for better insulin sensitivity and lower likelihood or even reversal of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. So how does that work? Basically, when you eat fiber, like I said, it gives you bulk, right? It helps you fill up, makes you feel fuller, quicker, and for longer. Not only that, it slows the digestion, the metabolism of sugar into your system. Slowing the absorption of sugar is exactly what you need if you have an issue with sugar highs and lows or diabetes. And that helps insulin secrete from the pancreas at a slower rate, which is exactly what you need if you're struggling with type 2 diabetes. High fiber diets are associated with lower risk of heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the world. So that's a pretty big deal. If you have seen the Quaker Oats commercials and advertisements, it's right there on the package. Oats are good for heart health, but why? It's because they are so rich in fiber, and you don't just have to eat oats to get the benefits of fiber for heart health. Any type of fiber, from bananas and nuts and grains and beans and vegetables, it will all give you the same benefits for your heart health. High fiber diets are also associated with lower LDL cholesterol, and that could be for a number of reasons. I actually have a personal theory on that. To my understanding, cholesterol has a lot to do with inflammation in the body. And like I said before, foods that are rich in fiber are also usually rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. That's because those are fruits and vegetables, and we all know that fruits and vegetables are anti-inflammatory. So that might have something to do with it. Though your girl, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. That's just my little personal theory. Of course, like I said before, also speak to your doctor if you have any questions, and if you're really serious about upping your fiber intake to reverse diabetes or heart disease, definitely speak to your doctor. One of the most interesting facts about fiber to me is the fact that they are associated with lower risk of colon cancer. That's because, it helps keep your digestive and your intestines clean, but also they're associated with lower risk of hormonal diseases. And why is that? That's because fiber helps to remove excess hormones from your body. Fiber helps to eliminate all the waste, right? And waste is bad. This is why we go #1 and #2, to eliminate waste. So much of life, whether it's human life or animal, plant life, whatever, is waste, getting waste out, clearing out waste. And when you have a buildup of waste, that turns into disease. But fiber helps to clean out all the waste, including excess hormones that are in your body. When you have excess hormones in the body, let's say estrogen, that can cause reproductive cancers like ovarian and breast cancer. So eat a high fiber diet. I have sources for everything, all the benefits of fiber that I mentioned in this video. Head to the blog for the whole blog post about this, and all the sources are linked there. So now you know why fiber is important, and it's only available in plants, and the best plants to eat are fruits and vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. What else do you need to know? Well, I have a full chart on my blog of some of the highest fiber foods, this most everyday simple foods that you probably already have in your kitchen. So if you want to increase your fiber intake, check out that chart. I'll also share it here on screen if you want to take a screenshot or look at it a little bit longer. But check that out, and you can start adding these foods to your diet today to increase your fiber intake. Now, it is very, very important to slowly add fiber to your diet to avoid, how do I call it, discomfort. If you don't eat a high fiber diet and you just tomorrow start eating 35 grams of fiber, which by the way is the recommended daily amount of fiber, you're gonna have some problems. You're gonna be bloated, you're gonna be uncomfortable, you're gonna you're gonna be on the toilet asking, what in the world did I do? Why did I take Janae's advice? Take your doctor's advice, don't take mine. This is just a YouTube video. But here is one piece of advice I have to give you. If you are not eating a lot of fiber, slowly add it to your diet. About 5 grams extra per day, or even you can spread that out. Maybe extra 5 grams every 3-4 days. So a little bit over the course of a couple months will get you to where you want to go. And you will start to feel the benefits right away. If you have issues digesting beans and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and kale, then you might want to add those even more slowly. But your body should adjust as long as you don't have some sort of sensitivity. And you might also want to consider taking a digestive enzyme. I would speak to a dietitian or a doctor to help me with my transition to add more fiber, especially if I was having a lot of gastrointestinal upset. And that way you can slowly add more fiber to your diet. You're going to be able to track your results better if you're working with a professional, and hopefully you can do that without any discomfort. In the blog post that I'm going to link down below, I also included a sample meal plan for a day of high fiber eating. In this meal plan, I calculated 54.7 grams of fiber. Again, the recommended daily amount is 35, but you should also keep in mind that ancient humans and hunter-gatherers eat around 100 grams of fiber a day. Now, all this is super simple, just to give you a clean example about how easy it is to eat enough fiber. But in my next video, I'm going to share exactly what I eat in a day, my regular food, and how much fiber I get. So check that one out too. And one more tip, when you eat more fiber, you also need to drink more water. More water, more water, more water. Remember, more water. I hope this video inspired you to take fiber seriously. It is so crucial that we eat plenty of fiber every single day. If you guys have any questions, you want to share anything about fiber, please leave your questions and comments in the comment section down below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and leave a thumbs up on this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.